What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make some kind of weird spectral sounds using the spectral and granular oscillators and some other post-processing stuff using Serum 2. Let's go ahead and jump into it. This is what I'm going to be showing you how to make. And so the main part of this sound is made up using two different layers. One is like a melodic spectral layer using Serum 2. And then the other half is made up using a granular layer that's like kind of percussive using another Serum 2 mixed with a sample. Let's start with the first part, this melodic spectral layer. This is it with no post effects. And so the way that I made it was using the spectral oscillator, where I tossed a sample from Glitchy Bullshit Super Duper, which is a sample pack that I just put out. It's on Gumroad, go buy it if you want to. This is what the original sample sounded like. So just kind of like a weird jazzy sound. Then I took that, dropped it in a spectral oscillator, and then changed the semitones just to make it fit with the key of the track. So this is just to correct for it being in D minor and make it play in the key of C when I press C, if that makes sense. So without any post effects or modulations, it sounds like this. So as you can hear, it's just kind of playing that part of the sample and repeating it every bar, right? So the first thing I did was turn the scan up. So it just gets a really fast jumbled type sound. Then I add a LFO that's set to a dotted eighth with this shape right here, to two things, to a comb spectral modulation or whatever that is, and then to the level here. And that'll give me some rhythm to like build a drop off of. Then the next thing that I have here is an LFO that I've added to the course tune, and when I turn that on, you'll hear it just bends part of the thing up an octave and then kind of like drags it at the end. Then the next thing that I've done here is added a noise that I'm using the spectral mask on. So what does this do? Not really exactly sure, but what it kind of feels like to me is a carrier that almost like in a vocoder, how you have a carrier. I think it's just playing this spectral thing only when there's harmonics from this noise here. So what I've done is taken the mask. I've added a couple macros to this. The first one is this mask controller. So this turns the mask on and off. And then the second one is this mask shape that just adjusts the pitch of the noise that I'm using here, which is inharmonic 6, but just try different noises. You'll find one that works. So if I play this and adjust the mask shape here. And so as you can see, when I turn my mask and my mask shape on here, you get like more of a weird spectral sound out of it, which is coming from those automations turning these on. Then I have these two other automations here. One is position, which just changes the start point of this. So I've routed that onto that. And then I have D-scan, which I've just set to turn like my scan rate down, which as you'll kind of hear here, just slows down how the sample's played. Then as far as effects, I'm just compressing it and then sending it into a post effects chain, which just starts with another compressor, because when you're doing like spectral sounds, basically you get these like little small harmonic noises, and like a lot of compression can help to like make those little harmonics brighter and sharper, basically. Right, that's the principle there. Then we have some other stuff, but I'll come back to those effects after we add our other layers. So what are our other layers for this? The first one that we have here is just a sample. This one's from the original Glitchy Bullshit Super, but there's also more of these in the other sample pack that I just made. And this one is, I'll turn this off, or actually I'll have all my post effects off. It's just a repeating textural layer that I've sent through a bunch of post effects that I'm not even going to talk about, but it's a vocodex, some OTTing, like heavy compression, a spectral gate that's reversed, right? So I'm using the weak instead of the strong side to get some basically noisy stuff to go under all those little bright harmonics that I have in the spectral side of this sound. So almost like the noise of the sound. And then my other Serum 2 layer is just, this is a trick that I found quite a bit useful, and that is taking a granular oscillator, adding a drum loop to it that just spams drums. I'm not even going to talk about anything other than this is just drum spam. We're just doing as many drum hits as fast as possible and then sending that into a vocodex to get it nice and perky, and then a multipass with some frequency shifting. This is all stupid things. It's not that important, but the important part is right here, which is a trance gate to like cut little slices out of it to get a rhythm. That's kind of like my primary rhythm in this one, which is like setting a unique flow that's not just quarter notes or 8 notes or whatever. It's just to make it like not be so uniform. And then the next trance gate is to set it like, it's to pick quarter notes. You know, I basically chopped it into little slices there with the first one. Right, so it's like making it to where not all of these 30-second note hits happen. It's just a couple of them, which just adds a little interesting rhythm. And then I'm sending that along with the texture layer there. This is going into that channel mostly, right? So you see the routing here, it's full volume into the perk channel. And then a little bit of it is bypassing into the mix channel for the original like melodic sound that we have. So those two layers together just gives some interesting texture to this melodic thing that we have already created here. So right, just making some freaky sound and stuff. Then we have a spectral gate that I've added to that, where I'm using the strong side with the cutoff at about negative, whatever that was, negative 5.7. Then I'm EQing out the bottom and brightening it up. Compressing it. Again, just over compressing, really, just doing way too much compression, and then sending it into a limiter where I have it on safe mode, but this is not important. It's just trying to get like a regular volume here, so that I have like a relatively, as you can see down here, the same loudness sound every time a hit plays. And then as far as the bottom half here, we just have like a bass that's mixed with a couple things. So it is a sine wave bass here, which is this Serum patch. And the way that I have that working is I have envelope 1, just kind of adjusting the volume of it, which is getting sent into a shit ton of distortion and compression. So without any of that, I'm just taking this and playing a sub note followed by like a high note right here. So as you can see, sub and high, you might have seen a YouTube short where I did this little trick, and I'm sending that into like heavy distortion, right? So it goes from that like woo woo to like some actual grimy, nasty stuff. And then I have a noise layer here. You find this original sample on this here. If you press this T, that means take me to the sample, and it takes you to the sample. So in this one, I'm just playing this piece of noise without even using like the correct key. I'm just throwing random pieces of noise over top of it. So the sub will play, a high note will like follow it, and then this noisy piece, which is getting EQ'd just to be the top. Oh, let me turn the rest of my distortion sandwich on. It's just a bunch of distortion and compression on this, so don't worry about all that. I couldn't explain it if I tried. It's just harmonics and shit. You know, classic stuff. And then the rest of this is just every time the sub and the noise play, I take a piece of a melodic sample. This one's from Glitchy Bullshit Super as well. And just pitch it to the key of my track, which is, I think for this one, it's either D sharp minor or G major, G sharp major. It's one of those. I don't know what it is, but it's something. This will tell me. Yeah, it's a G sharp major, I think, for this one. So I just pitch that to the correct pitch, and then every time I play a little bass hit, I'm playing another piece of the sample, or another sample in a lot of cases. Yeah, in this piece, I'm just playing a completely different sample here. More Glitchy Bullshit Super Duper. I'm going to stop promoting the pack, I swear to God. But I play a sample every time that plays, and then I just have that layered with my drums here. And then I have a little lead that comes in right here. This is kind of probably dragging the tutorial out, but it comes in halfway through. And once I add in my bass sounds, I'll turn the drums off so you kind of have some clarity. You can see I'm just kind of like playing both of these and making some subs for my little glitchy whatchama texture on top. So hopefully that gives you an idea of some weird stuff that you can use Serum 2 for. If you want to support this channel, you can do that by going to Patreon. I have a new tier where you can rent my time, whether that's a private, it's going to be a private video for you no matter what, but basically just tell me something you want me to do. It could be work on your own track, ghost producing. It could be show me how to make this sound. It could be how did you do this, or like how can I mix this track, and you send me your track or whatever and I work on it and make a video for you. Whatever you want, or just make me some sounds. It could be that too. Whatever you need from me, it's $40. I'll make you a video that's private, so you can kind of just get the feedback on what you need. And then other than that, you can go buy stuff on Gumroad, or you can hit me up for private lessons on Instagram. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. And thank you for the comment of the person that was like, Serum 2 is out. Are you going to do a tutorial? I didn't even know it was out. And then I went to go buy it, and I was like, man, I don't want to spend 180 bucks or whatever. The shit's free if you bought Serum, dude. Steve Duda. Steve Duda's the bomb.